On this episode of the Wicked Wally webcast, we welcome Belgium's melodic death metal band Mordkaul. Let's do this. Hello, Wicked Warriors. It's Wednesday. Actually, it's not Wednesday. It's Sunday. I'm so used to saying it's Wednesday, but it's actually Sunday because it's an extra special episode of the Wicked Wally webcast, soon to be the best hard rock, heavy metal talk show on the planet. That's right. It's Sunday because we are interviewing a band from across the pond tonight. I want to remind folks, though, this show is live. If you're watching this show live, it's an interactive show. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching this show, we want to hear your questions, your comments, your feedback, anything you want to ask the band tonight, our guests for tonight, or us here on the show, or you just want to give us some metal horns, go ahead and do that. Yes, we've got an exciting show for you tonight. This is the second season of the Wicked Wally webcast. This is our second year, and this is episode number 42. We are joined by Mordkaul, Belgium's melodic death metal band. For fans of acts such as At the Gates or Early in Flames, I mean, if you like those kinds of bands, you're going to love Mordkaul. I think most metalheads out there would love this band and love their sound. This is the first band to ever get 2 metal horns from Team Wicked member Jason, and for good reason. Their 2021 full-length album, Dress Code Blood, is a masterclass in melodic death metal and is sure to please, like I said before, most metalheads. This is an awesome band, and I'm really looking forward to talking to 2 of their members here tonight. Before we get into that, though, I just want to mention that I'm still in my, you get a little sneak preview, still in my temporary studio, but we're going to get things rolling. I recently moved, so we don't have the fancy studio like before, but we will have a new studio in the coming months, so stay tuned for that. But it doesn't really matter. I think we're rolling pretty good without the fancy studio. And joining me finally, Jay, my co-host Jason. How's it going, buddy?
Good, Wally. How you doing, man? It's kind of weird doing this in the afternoon. Like the sun's actually up still, and I think I feel more tired now than I usually do in the evening.
I know. I even said at the beginning, it's Wednesday night. I'm so used to saying that. It's Wednesday. But I wanted the season 2. I think I told you this before. I really wanted to reach out to bands from other countries. We have the technology, and we've interviewed two other bands from across the globe already on this season of the show, and it worked really well. I'm actually surprised how well a call over the other side of the globe holds up with all this. But
technology, ain't it amazing?
It's amazing.
That's good. That's good. That's good. You get the shows getting some broader reach. You're getting some overseas bands. Really cool. Really
That
cool.
is very cool. And I'm also happy to have you back on the show. When's the last time I've had you as a co-host?
September maybe. I did like 3 or 4 in a row in September.
Yeah, you did a bunch in a row.
You got sick of me and didn't want to talk to me for a little while. So, but I'm back again here now, so it's all good.
And I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our guests for tonight. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining. We have Tommy and Tim. How are you doing?
Go.
I think you might be on mute still, Tommy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hello there, world. Doing really well. Thanks for having us. It was really cool to see the really nice review, especially of Jason.
Right. 2 metal horns.
2 metal horns. No, it was. Thanks for having us in these really difficult period of time.
Yeah.
It's nice to be online with you guys.
Did that difficult period of time, like the global pandemic, did that influence your music at all? Did that have anything to do with the release of the music?
Yeah, I wouldn't really say the music itself, but let's put it like that. It was the worst possible timing a band could have to start. We started right at the beginning of the pandemic. Then we were making the plans to go into the studio, which we did. And then we thought, well, yeah, this pandemic will be over in a few weeks' time. But that was not the case. And it's still happening. So life-wise, it's really not good. But we do what it is.
It is what it is, for sure. Well, so it's funny. Say from Belgium, Tommy, you're joining from Belgium, but Tim, you're not in Belgium right now.
I'm in Thailand, Bangkok. It's hot here.
Ray, I've been to Thailand before. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. I went there my early 20s. It was a very, very awesome experience. And it's crazy that we're not only talking to someone who's in Belgium right now, we're also talking to someone who's in Thailand at the same time. That's pretty unreal.
Yeah, here I am complaining about being up in the afternoon, and he's really got the short end of the stick.
It's like 3 in the morning, and you called in. Thanks so much for doing that, Tim. So Tommy, lead vocalist of the band, Tim, guitars. Tommy, your background, though, you're a drummer as well.
I am.
Yeah.
I am, and I actually also work for Pearl drums. So yeah, it goes back quite a long time. In one of my previous bands, I was playing the drums and doing somewhat half of the vocals, the screams, where we had a singer doing the growls, the grunts.
Right.
And but I was in a previous life, and then we had our band, my previous band, Hell City, which was Hell City, which was a female fronted band, where we recorded 4 albums, and on the last album, there was the idea, why don't you just do some backing vocals, but then in an aggressive way. And yeah, that's where actually Tim heard my vocals for the first time and reached out for his project. And yeah, now I'm on the front of the stage.
Right, that's complete
without
change.
The cover of my cymbals.
Can't hide behind the drum.
Can't hide, no.
I always think it's cool when you see drummers actually doing lead vocals at the same time. Like, I have no rhythm at all, so to actually play drums and sing, I think, is pretty impressive. It always gets my attention when you see guys doing that.
Yeah. Also the Phil Collins my headphone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll play a quick clip of this. Hell City. So the Mordkaul actually came to be. Correct me if I'm wrong. Came to be when 2 bands ended. Right, Diablo Boulevard and Hell City both disbanded, and some of the members of both of those bands got together and formed Mordkaul. Is that right?
Yeah, somewhat like that.
Yeah. Somewhat like that.
What a bigger history behind it, but that's in short, yeah.
In short, yeah. So Hell City. I'm going to play a little bit of this. So this is, you actually do harsh vocals in this particular track, right? Your Darkest Hour.
Darkest
Yeah. Female fronted. There you are on drums. And there you go. There's those harsh vocals. So that's pretty impressive to go from. I'll have to do a little bit of harsh. Did you do harsh vocals prior to Hell City? Is that something you just started doing with Hell City?
No. That's what I said. I had a band before that, but that was 90s.
Oh, wow.
That's a band called That's Bright. And that was somewhat a little bit more like
this band?
That's that band.
Yeah.
You did your homework.
Nice.
Hold on.
Yeah,
let's just pull the. Here, I'm going to make this bigger.
Cute.
Look at those kids. Look at those young guys.
Look at those kids.
That's you on the left,
the guy
isn't
in
it?
the middle, he's our lyric writer.
Right.
So he still works with us together now.
So which one again? The lyric Raph?
But I think.
Sorry, Tommy. Tommy, you're on the far left, right? Correct. You're on the far left. Is that you?
He's on the far left, and Raf, he's in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. Raf. Yeah, Raf. I actually.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Connection lost.
No worries. Yeah, I just the beautiful long hair. Everyone's got the long hair. Raf in the middle, who's the tallest, looks like the tallest in the band. That was really interesting to me as well. So I didn't put two and two together that Raf was the same person, the same Raf who's writing the lyrics for your new band, for Mordkaul. For Mordkaul. Why is that? Why is Raf writing the lyrics? So he's not he's not a playing member of the band. He doesn't do drums, guitar, nothing like that. He just writes lyrics, right?
Yeah, we go back. I think I'm gonna spoil the age, but we go back 30 years or something. He's a long time friend.
Right.
And yeah, when we were in our young teenage years, we started That's Bright, and yeah, we kept being really good friends. But he's an awesome lyric writer. He's also a language teacher, English.
Oh.
And he can just, I mean, if you look at the subjects, they're not that impressive. They're not that deep. But the way that he writes about it,
sure,
it makes it really cool. And the cool thing is we feel each other. He feels what I want to sing, and I feel what he meant to write.
Gotcha.
And that really works.
So in terms of writing lyrics, though, does Raf just write the lyrics and then you come up with the melody, Tommy, or for the vocals, or does he come up with the melody as well?
No, it's actually nice or cool that you asked this, because right now we're in the process of writing our second album. And
awesome.
Where the first album, well, Tim obviously wrote nearly all of the tracks already before the band was formed. And he has been thinking about, but he can tell a little bit more about that later on,
Tim,
I guess. But
make sure
he's been thinking about these songs and lyric lines for 7,000 years, which made it maybe somewhat a little bit more difficult to come up with original lyric lines. But well, we're rewriting now.
Okay, interesting. I was wondering if it was kind of an Elton, like kind of not a non-metal reference, but a Elton John situation. Like if I remember watching his biopic movie and stuff like that, he sucked at writing lyrics. He couldn't write lyrics for the life of him, but he could write a great melody. So he would have basically a poem, or someone else would write the lyrics for him, and then he would take that and create a melody out of it. So you're creating the melody, Tommy. Sorry, you're creating the melody, Tommy, and then Raf is going in and creating lyrics for that melody. Right?
That's for this record. But for the first one, for Dress Code Blood, it was a little bit different in a sense that he wrote like full lyrics, and that was somewhat we had to find somewhat the right way to work with it, because he was writing a full story lyric, and on the other hand you had Tim, who was writing the song, and that had to match somewhere in between, so not to screw up the lyric itself, but make sure that it matches the music, which is obviously really important. So there were lyrics were available, and we tried to put them on the music. Now we're just doing it way more together.
Right. Right, more collaborative. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Exciting to hear there's more music coming out, because I'm already very impressed with Dress Code Blood. Jay, have you been cranking Dress Code Blood?
I have been. Yeah, it's been playing in the background while I've been working all week. So really cool. I admit I haven't actually bought it yet. I was waiting for Bandcamp Friday, this coming Friday.
Oh, there you go.
To actually pull the trigger and buy the tracks.
Cool.
So, Tim, Tommy brought up that you had this in your head. You had this idea of this band. Did you have a name of the band in mind? Like, how much of this did you come up with? And was it when you were still with Diablo Boulevard?
You're talking to me, right?
Correct, Tim. Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
I had the idea 15 years ago already.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the main reason it never really took off was because I didn't find the right guy to do the vocals. And then I found Tommy, and then it started to really take off. And sorry, what was your other question?
I guess how much of it did you have figured out already? Did you have a name for the band? You had most of the songs written already?
The name. I think we had about 1,000 names. And thinking about 1,000 names.
And 14 million WhatsApp messages.
Just brainstorming on WhatsApp. We have this WhatsApp group, and then
will you just tell me a little bit maybe about your writing process? Because we were talking there about how you had all this music written and you brought it to the table. How do you go about creating those songs?
Okay. Well, the funny thing is, I never take my guitar. So can happen. I mean, the inspiration can happen usually when I'm walking or in the couch or in my bed, and then I have this idea, or I hear something on the radio, or many times I even start with a rhythm, and then I grab my guitar and start arranging stuff. But for the initial idea, I'm not a person who can just take his guitar and start playing and waiting until something will show up. I can't do that. Like jamming or something, that's not me.
Like accidental songwriting almost. It just kind of happens.
No, I need to, or a series on Netflix and I hear something interesting or a rhythm that inspires me, then I will go grab my guitar. Yeah.
And you talked about looking for the right singer in Tommy when you found him. So I guess when you're writing your music, you hear the vocals in your head and you have an idea of what the whole thing sounds like?
I do have a general idea of how the song should be like. And for the first album, I did have in my mind the vocal lines. But I didn't have lyrics, and I didn't have a vocal. I didn't have and I can't sing. So yeah. So now we're the three of us. I'm to be in the image. Now we're the three of us doing that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of hard work to get the vocal lines on a song, because we do everything on computer, on GarageBand. It's you probably know.
Yep, I do. Yep.
It's a lot of cutting. Easy. It's easy to be able to cut, but then of course sometimes I cut up the lyrics until you have a certain pattern, and then I have to send it back to Raf, who can rewrite the sentences that I just cut up, and back and forth, like that. But this is only most of the songs are really going very fast. I mean, like Dress Code Blood, I think was 90% what Raf came up with, and it really stick to the song directly. So,
speaking of Dress Code Blood, I did want to pull that up for folks so we can watch it, a bit of the video. The music video for this is awesome. Like, this is such a creative idea for a music video, and I'm sure it also seems fairly COVID safe as well, because there's only one member in the audience, and we're going to see what I'm talking about here shortly.
That's my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's really COVID proof.
He's your cohort. He's in your cohort.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, man. So I'm going to play some of this video. If you have anything you want to add, just go ahead and like raise your hand, and then I can stop the video and add some more information about it. But I'm going to play a little bit of this first, and then I would like to talk a bit about the shooting of this music video. I love talking about this kind of stuff. What was it like shooting the video? Any interesting stories from that day? It looks like a pretty nice place to shoot a music video. The past couple bands I've had on the show, we're talking about shooting videos in like a chicken coop or in a barn full of chickens, and shooting a music video in a dungy basement and all these other places. This looks like a very beautiful place to shoot a video. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this track, and then if you have anything you want to interject, let me know, but I will pause it in a bit and just we'll talk a bit more about it. There's your son. That's awesome. Actually, there's a question for you. What does your kid think of the band? Right before we get into the think of your music.
I would say I will get him. He's just going to sleep, but he won't talk English. So
okay,
that would be difficult. Well, let's say they're not. They're really proud of what I'm doing as their dad. But they're not so much into this extreme metal kind of music yet. But I'm working on that.
They'll come around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just normal that I mean, I figure that, is dad ever cool? Can dad ever really be cool? Like, whatever dad likes, that can't be cool.
That could be it as well.
I think I have a daughter. She's 8 months now, and I'm thinking when she grows up one day, she's going to be like into like hip hop or R&B or techno or something. Just not metal, because that's what dad likes. That's daddy's music. That's daddy's.
Here he is.
Oh hey! Oh hey! There we go. Hold on. I'm gonna make it bigger so we can see him. What's your son's name?
Arthur, like the king.
Nice.
Arthur.
Hello.
Say hello. But you're on my headphones, so he doesn't hear you.
Oh.
We can wave.
We'll slap.
That's cool. Awesome.
He's going to bed.
It's bedtime.
Kid's going to be famous. He was in your video, and now he's on the Wicked Wally webcast.
Oh, yeah. That's as famous as you can get. All right.
The video.
All right. Let's go back to the video, and let's play some of it. Let's hear some of the music. Again, this is the video we watched. That was Jason's 2 metal horns up immediately. Like, it took like almost no time whatsoever. Blew us both away. Let's check some of this out. Your son looks bored. Archer looks bored in the audience.
He's trying to read his book, and those guys are playing all that loud crap at him.
Yeah, that was his assignment.
Yeah.
He was doing homework.
Trying to do his homework. You guys are bothering him.
I like the contrast between the cute kid reading a book silently and then this crazy band on stage.
Absolutely.
But there's not a real... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's not a real story behind it, I think. Is there?
No, not really, but we had the first video was somewhat more kind of a storyline-ish kind of video. And we definitely wanted to, well, you have one lyric video in between, but we wanted to have the next video to be a live kind of setup. But the fact that it was right in the middle of COVID, it was kind of cool that there was this one kid in the theater, which was, all the theaters were empty at that time. And it's just that one kid in the theater looking at a live performance. That was it for the live scene at that point.
But it just works. It really works. It really makes the video stand out. It just has kind of a, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but almost like a creepy kind of feel. Like it's this eerie, it's like completely empty.
It reminds me a little bit of Stephen King.
Yeah.
Or Stephen King, what's his name?
Stephen King, yeah. Stephen King.
Or something. Carrie?
Carrie, okay, yeah. Almost makes me think of The Shining, too.
With something like that,
yeah.
Eerie stuff.
Right, so we'll play a little more of this, and then you mentioned your first music video. I want to check that out as well, for A Swarm of Illusions, which is a more elaborate music video, but this one just, for some reason, Dress Code Blood, this just makes a statement. I just really love the concept of this music video. Even if it has no real meaning behind it, people can kind of put their own meaning. Right? People can see this and they can put their own meaning. It could be about isolation. It could be about loneliness. It could be about the pandemic. It could be about so many different things. Just watching this.
Yeah, the thing.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. The thing is, the idea somewhere behind the video was that we are doing our first show, which was literally our first live performance. We never played live before. And even with one kid in the audience, we're going to suck it into and then you can see him in the screen at the end.
I think at this point, we didn't even have had a rehearsal.
No, this is our first time playing together.
Yeah. Wow.
Funny.
Well, I guess you don't have to be perfect in the music video either. If you mess anything up, it's just the recorded track in the background. But I mean, it's your first time playing together. This is your first time ever playing together. Is this music video?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, ever.
How did it? Never even rehearsed before.
How did it feel? How did it feel to play live together for the first time? Like, as you're probably playing at home in your home studio, your bedroom, or your office, or wherever. How did it feel to actually get together finally and play like this?
I missed it. I can tell you. My last show was 2018, and it felt great. Of course, pretty nervous, but few beers and go.
For me, it was
the first time you guys played together. Were you guys actually a cohesive unit right from the start, or is it took a little time to feel each other out and get that live rhythm going?
I think it went kind of smooth from the first moment. I mean, the thing is, we're not like 18. All of the guys have experience in several bands, so that helps. For me personally, it was kind of stressy, maybe a little bit, because not only was the first time playing with these guys, but it was the first time in front of the stage, and then right away for a video clip. So it was what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna put my hands.
Just grab the microphone and hold it.
Yeah.
Here, I'll play a little more of this. I actually have one more question. A good question I'm gonna ask you right away. So like, when I originally heard this, I'm like, man, this sounds familiar, but awesome. Like it sounds like something I've heard before, but not in a bad way. Like, it's so familiar. The drums, though, I have to ask about this because I was doing some research on you guys, and I was really okay. You have to explain this to me. Tony Van Den. I don't know how to say his last name.
Van den Hayden.
Yeah.
It means from the end.
From the end. Tony from the end.
Metal as well.
That's very metal. Yes. So Tony's your drummer, and we see him here in the music video banging away. But it says, though, you have credit to Adrian Ellertson, the former drummer for At the Gates and The Haunted. So he recorded the drums, and Tommy is just playing the parts? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so we recorded the album in 2020 in May, and Adrian did his takes he went to the studio in London. Actually, I was supposed to go there, but of course, because of the start of the corona, I wasn't able to get there. So all communication went through WhatsApp messages, which is an insane way to communicate about music. It's almost impossible. But anyway, we did it. And then much later, when the album was released already, I think, we found Tony. Are you familiar with a band called Lengche, grindcore band?
No.
Anyway, he used to play in this grindcore band, and
not familiar. I looked them up before the show, though, because I did see that in his credits.
Tony from the end. Anyway, and I sent him a few tracks, and he loved it, and ever since. So the second album will be the first one with Tony from the end.
Oh, and only Tony. So what I want to ask is, like, I'm wearing my At the Gates shirt tonight because this music reminded me of that very Gothenburg sound, the music, that very Gothenburg Swedish kind of heavy metal that came out of there. How do you know Adrian? How did you hook up with Adrian? Is he a friend of yours, or what? Like, how did you get a hold of him to record the drums for this project?
As I said when we were just meeting up before the interview, I work at Pearl Drums.
Oh, okay.
And that gives some opportunities. He has been an endorser or an endorsee when in the first period of At the Gates. And I was actually I was talking to Tim about who should be who would be the right drummer to record the tracks. And I was talking to Frank in our company who's doing the AR for Pearl, and we were going over some names, and Adrian came up among two other guys, and I just sent him a text message, and he said, "It's COVID, why not? Let's do it." So it went quite fast.
Right. You actually are seeing more of that. Independent artists getting these bigger named artists, these more well-known artists. But I mean, you guys have your own pedigree too. I mean, I say well-known artists. Just the only reason I say At the Gates is kind of a staple name. They really were instrumental in starting that Gothenburg sound. But yeah, I just noticed a lot of artists are collaborating now during the pandemic. It's the collaboration is happening so much because everyone's just stuck. They're stuck. They're not out performing. Are live performances back in Belgium? Are you allowed to perform live again there or no?
Yeah, it's a mess. We had our first shows planned in September, and at the end of September, then we had a few shows in October, and it was actually, on the roll, and then it just got shut down again. I mean, we have a few shows planned, but it's really not sure if they're going to happen. We have quite a big show planned in Antwerp at the end of December, but I don't really think it's going to happen because everybody has to sit and you have to wear a face mask and all that crap. So we see a lot of bookers who are just canceling shows and moving them again. Wow. That's what I said. It's somewhat the worst possible timing for a band to start because that was our first album. We started recording when the COVID pandemic started, and it's not so much for the recording and the music writing process, but it's really for the live scene. It's not existing right now.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Like live performances are back here now. There are live performances. It's almost like it's gone back to normal. They're masked, but it's a lot of people. It's really interesting. I don't know. What's your take on that, Jay? What do you think about live shows coming back to our part of the world?
Well, they're not too bad. Like I was saying earlier, I actually went to a show 4 weeks ago, I forget. So within the last month at the most. And it was nice. It was great. Went out to a show. You're supposed to be masked up, but if you're in the beer gardens with a beer in your hand, then you can have your mask down and drink your beer, right? So what are you actually doing, right? Like, you're not fooling anybody. But it's good that we can do it. I'm happy that they're back. I have another concert I'm going to go to coming up in December. So hopefully that one holds out. When I got to go to Toronto. So hopefully that one can happen too. But I'm glad that they're back. It's nice that shows are going on again.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know. There's always new news to scare you, though. Whenever you turn on the news, there's always something new to scare you. So it's like...
Yeah, I stopped watching news, though.
That's probably a good idea.
It's a good idea.
And I want to see on that crap, so I'm not going to bother.
But yeah, you have a second problem with for instance, if you look at the festivals, we were aiming quite a bit at the festivals, European festivals, but a lot of these have been postponed for 2 years now. And they just take over their lineup that they had 2 years ago, and then it was canceled again this year, and they're taking that. So the free slots are really, 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 there's not many free slots because they had their lineup 2 years ago, and we didn't exist back then.
We just had some new folks tune in to the stream, so I want you to know this is an interactive show. We want to hear your questions, comments in the chat. There's been people watching, but it's been fairly quiet, so please go ahead and give us some metal horns or ask some questions for the band, and we want to hear from you. So we're talking about the pandemic. We're talking about not being able to play. That's got to be frustrating. The way your band sounds, like from the recordings, from what I see in the videos, I mean, that's a great way to promote your band, is being on stage. That's, if opening for some other band, right? Maybe someone's never heard of you. That's like the best promotion you can get. Jason, you probably agree with me. There's plenty of bands that I personally become a fan of because I just happen to see them at another show. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I always try to check out the opening acts because you never know what's going to come through if you've never heard of them.
All the time. And I just feel like with your sound and the fact that it is so indicative of, like I said, that kind of Gothenburg sound, I think a lot of people are going to love it as soon as they actually hear it. They have a chance to actually see the band, hear the band. They're going to immediately become a fan. I hope you get a chance to perform live in the somewhat near future, because I think it's gonna I could just see, like, now luckily you're on the Wicked Wally webcast now, because I think once you start performing live, you're gonna be interviewed by like the big shots, right? And not just some guy trying to be a big shot, but I think you're gonna get huge very quick.
Wally, don't sell yourself short, buddy.
We'll always remember you.
Okay, thank you. That's great, and you can come back on when you're huge and help me boost my numbers. So you mentioned your other music video. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Swarm of Illusions. This is the first music video that you released. There's more going on. There's more scenes. There's more locations by the looks of it. I want to play a little bit of this and talk about it. This in the video here, the scavenger is it a friend of yours named Chris? This guy here.
That's for Tim.
Yeah, he used to be the drummer of my former band, Diablo Boulevard.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So like you said, you're all friends still and helping each other out. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty sweet.
Yep. And his wife was the director.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's Kim? Kim Vraise? Or Marlene?
No, Marlene. Yeah.
Marlene?
That's the director. And Kim was the producer. The guy holding the camera.
Oh, the guy. Sorry. Kim's the guy. Yeah.
Holding the camera. Kim is the guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That can be a guy's name too. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Kim was a director for the Dress Code Blood video.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. So
one big family.
That's pretty wicked. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's play a little bit of this and we'll chat a bit about it. Storm of Illusion by Mordkaul. Okay, those beans. That's what I got to ask about. I am a big fan of beans. We'll have a better shot of it later in the video. But it's Mordkaul, bloody good beans. Bloody good beans. All right. So, no joke.
I hope you sell those in your merch store.
Yeah, you should sell beans. I don't think they do, but that would be awesome to sell beans in your store. But I'm a huge fan of beans, actually. I love beans. I eat a lot of beans.
This was Tim's idea, actually.
Okay. Do you know where it came from? It's just something to talk about?
Well, he liked, again, the contrast. He liked the idea of the raw music and then with something really funny like beans. That's it.
Man, that's it.
Just wanted to put something funny in it.
And then later on, you can see the pentagram with beans.
All right. Let's...
Since we were talking about inspiration, and I'm probably not going to make myself popular now, but the inspiration for this song I got from, I don't even know if Tommy knows, Melanie C from the Spice Girls, Melanie C.
What?
I didn't.
What? Okay,
yeah,
you got to
really.
explain this.
He had a song called Never Be the Same Again or something. And the melody is in the riff. Now I'm going to get into trouble. Okay.
Are you secretly a Spice Girls fan? Or how did you hear that song?
He was one of the Spice Girls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But no, seriously, I'm not going to lift you off the hook on that. I want to know, how were you listening to Spice Girls? Where did that come up?
I think, probably somewhere, 20 years ago. I don't know, whenever the song came on the radio.
Okay,
and
just playing on the radio.
What I hear, if it somehow gets me inspired, then I will rip it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Inspiration can come from anywhere. From anywhere, and you can turn anything into metal too. There's you can take any song and make it heavier. Right.
He's telling this to me 2 years later. Now that it's too late.
Yeah, now you have no choice. It's done.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to all say which Spice Girl you are in the band now. You're gonna have to say which.
Have to get some choreography going on your live show now when you play this song. Do some Spice Girl dance moves.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we talked about, well, Jason just said, is it in your merch store, the can of beans? It's not there, but you do have a merchandise store on your Bandcamp page, and it's just a stellar album cover. That artwork, where did you have so many connections? I bet you there's a story behind this too. The artwork for this, where did you get that commissioned for the album?
Well, that might actually be the one thing which doesn't really have a big storyline.
Okay. Okay.
It was just we have been, or yeah, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've been looking into various kinds of artwork. We had actually 2 tracks. Tim really wanted to have something really old schoolish. Like 90s kind of death metal artwork. But that didn't turn out the way that we had somebody working on it, but it didn't turn out the way that we expected it to be.
Right.
And we also came quite close to the release of the album, so we had to move fast.
Okay.
And this was actually,
in one day.
Yeah, something like that. And this was an artwork that we had somewhat lingering on, and we saw that somewhere. And we basically just bought it, and it's from a Russian artist, I think, right?
Yeah, I will look up his name.
Timur.
Timur. Just hold on.
Kabrabov?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Karibov?
Ah, there you go. That's probably better than what I was trying to do with it.
Where did you find that, Jay?
It's on the Bandcamp page.
On the Bandcamp page. That's easy.
Yeah, if you scroll on the album down near the bottom, it's got credits for the cover art.
Timur Kabirov. Great artist, I must say.
Yeah.
I think upcoming artist, but we'll see.
Let's see if Timur has anything else. Let's just do a quick art station. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah. Oh, well, look at this. Okay, hold on. Yeah, he's prolific.
A lot of stuff.
Wow.
Oh yeah, look at that. Very cool.
Wow. Can he design my tattoo? Man, that would be sick. That would be a sick. I don't know if is he a tattoo artist as well? Because some of this would be just amazing. I would love to get this as a shoulder piece. Look at that. Wow. Like a half sleeve? That looks sick.
He wasn't that expensive, but now that he worked with us, he's probably very
No fucking way. Wait, hold on. Kilborn, no fucking way.
On the Wicked Wally webcast.
No fucking way. Look at this. Jay.
Oh, fuck, that is cool.
It's Kilborn. Dude.
Oh, hey.
We interviewed them on this show.
We did talk to them. You did artwork for Kilborn. That's cool.
That's fucking cool. They're from Ontario. Yeah, they're out in Ontario. Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, we interviewed him on this show. I interviewed him on the old radio show. Kilborn is a fantastic band from here in Canada. I was not expecting that to come up randomly in tonight's episode. So also work for them. Oh, that is sweet. Crazy how, like, 6 degrees of separation, right? Like, how things are connected. I wonder if they'll recognize anything else here. That's amazing to recognize Kilborn's album on there. Very cool. Very, very cool artist. This is pretty damn cool. So, there we go. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go back to the music video a little more. We're going to watch you eat some more beans, and then I'll come back with some more questions. There's the pentagram with beans. Oh man, that speaks to my heart. Like I said, I love beans. I'm a bean guy, and actually my kid does too. Wouldn't think a baby would like it, but I've been making like different foods, baby foods, and she loves beans as well. So I know you don't need a paternity test there. She loves beans as much as her dad does.
Poor kid.
beans have been contaminated? Is that what's going on? They're poisoned beans? Or making
No,
them go
not
crazy?
really. He's making a bomb.
Oh, he's making a bomb from the bean cans. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he wants to steal the remaining beans from us.
This is slowly becoming my favorite music video ever, I think. Yeah, bloody good beans.
That's a great video.
That's so good. That's so good.
So I guess we were hiding in some basement, hiding. It's apocalypse or pandemic, whatever, and we're throwing out the used cans. And this guy, Chris, he finds one of those cans. And but he's obviously looking for food. Everybody on Earth is looking for food, and he finds one of those cans. He makes a bomb out of it.
Yeah, he hears us fighting
in our basement.
Okay.
And then he's able to, because we are dead, then he's able to steal our food. Something like that.
Bean can bombs.
Yeah, the cool thing is really that there's some details in that video which make it funny. Like at the end, you can see Jan, our bass player, trying to blow out the bomb, which is obviously
That's good. That kind of shows that you're not taking yourselves too seriously, right? Like you want to have fun and screw around a little bit.
Right. This band is all about fun. Not too serious. No stress. Just fun.
Yeah. I think fun when I hear a band called Murder Pit. Yep, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Murder Pit. Actually, as a metalhead, it is actually the first thing I think of when All right, so I'm curious about this too. I don't know, Tommy, if this is your connections with your day job, like with your day job, but working with Dan, working with Dan Swano. I don't know if I'm saying his last name. Swano. Dan Swano. I've read the name before. Man, that is incredible to work with him. Let me pull this up here. But Dan, he's been a member. He's been a member of a number of different bands, but he's worked with so many bands. This guy is incredibly prolific.
Yeah. It doesn't have to do with me, with my job, actually. It's with in Hell City, my previous band. We did the last 2 albums, I think, with him. And yeah, as you say, he worked with big bands. He played in Edge of Sanity and played in Bloodbath.
Yes.
Yeah. But he did, a huge number of bands. He worked with Opeth, big guys. But he has his kind of a technique which called mixturing, which is mixing and mastering in one.
Oh.
And he really feels what you mean when you send something over. And that's what we had the first time when working with him with Hell City. I just got to know him through mail and then sent him. I think what was it? We had a reference album. We had an Arch Enemy album, and we had Sounds of a Playground Fading from In Flames.
Nice.
And that's basically what we said. We said we want something with this, but then with female vocals. Just do your thing. And then that came back, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck? That's it.
Yeah.
And we actually in all the albums since then, we've been working with Dan, and it's basically the same thing happened here. We had some, we had some fine tuning to do on guitar sounds. Tim had a little bit more the heavy. How is that pedal called again? The HM something. Really
HM Boss HM2 heavy
HM2. Yeah, that's really old school. The sound that Dismember, for instance, has. It's like really that's the HM2, but then fully open. And Yeah, he just didn't put it fully open. He just went for a bit more detail in the sound.
Right.
But we liked it a lot. And yeah, he just knows what you want.
Well,
a real cool guy to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go. I was like, I want to check him out. I want to check out his website. And the first, like, if you initially look at this website, like, it looks fairly simple. It's just a picture of him, but it's because, like, he's so well known in the industry and he has so many credits. Like, that's
Swedish people are very, very modest people.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, really. They that's why probably the website is so
simple.
Yeah, simple.
But, like, you can just go through and just
like simple websites.
See all the credits. It's just, this is just nuts. There's Bloodbath, Bloodstrike. Like, it's just insane. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You got a chance to work with him, and yeah, that connection from your old band, pretty freaking awesome. So yeah, we talked about Death's Bride. I'm happy we got to bring that up early in the show. bring up your old band, Tommy. I was like, when am I going to pull this photo up? And it was a perfect timing. All right, and then your most recent single, we'll talk about. I don't talk about this just a little bit. The Lack of Comprehension. It's actually a cover song.
Yeah.
From the band, very famous band Death, where a lot of, that's almost where death metal came from, is this band Death. They cover off their 1991 album Human, and I just noticed I really enjoyed the track. I noticed some differences. You have a bit of a violin at the front string sound at the beginning instead of guitar, and you made this track distinctly your sound. Like, you really did. It doesn't sound like you're trying to be Death. It sounds like if you play this for me and I had never heard of Death, that I'd never heard of the song, their song before, Lack of Comprehension, which I've heard the track. Obviously I've heard that track before, but I would have thought it was your own song. Like, just because you make it distinctly your sound that was
the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're not a cover band.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, if you want the original, yeah, then if you are just gonna cover the song, then I think it's better to listen to the original, because you're not gonna do any better anyway. So.
But that's also if you're gonna touch a classic like that, it better be or different or really, really, really good.
Right.
And yeah, that's a bit dangerous, but yeah, we said fuck it, let's do it.
All right, I want to hear some of it. Before we get into hear a little bit of it, I just want to ask the obvious question: why this song? Why did you decide to cover this track? Is that a hard question?
Was it
I
my
remember.
idea?
I'm not sure. I remember a conversation between the two of us that was actually in that talk. It was like, seriously, are you insane? Yeah, let's do it. That was somewhat the outcome.
I think because I could, I liked the song because it was easy to make something of it. I mean, to translate it in our Mordkaul sound.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
Right.
Yeah, you heard it, and it's either that or "Wannabe" by Spice Girls, and you're like, I don't know, one of the two.
Damn, I already regret.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. How about that?
I'm really glad that I'm hearing a lot of different influences in the new songs.
Tommy, you're going to be like, these lyrics sound familiar. Tell me what you want, what you really want. I'm sure I've heard this before. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just.
It's Raining Man.
Although in this internet age,
metal version of that would be awesome.
That would be fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
It might get a lot of publicity actually if you picked a song something like that to cover, but I'm not saying to do it. But it's funny how I think it's funny now, Tim, how you instantly regret telling us about that. Okay, let's watch a little bit. Let's listen to a little bit of this track. Watch a bit of the video. And was this shot? Was this shot live at a live performance?
That was our first live show.
Nice.
Tryout, actually. Yeah.
Awesome.
Tryout for what?
Good question.
Just a tryout for live shows.
Oh, I see.
We had 3 or 4 shows planned, and we wanted to do a tryout show, but we actually did it right in Antwerp, where everybody knows Tim and Jan and everyone. So that's not really the idea of a tryout, but it was
everybody.
It was a really cool tryout.
Nice. All right, let's see it. Let's watch the tryout. Let's do this. Okay, I said violin before. That's definitely wrong. That's not a violin.
It's a cello.
It's a cello. I just want to correct that. I added in my notes for some reason. It says violin here. No, it's definitely a cello. Was that someone who plays a cello? Is someone in the band playing that, or because that doesn't sound like a sample?
It's a guy I found on internet, and you can just. There's this website. I forgot the name. I will look it up in a minute. And you can just contact. Okay, so there's a search button or whatever, and then just put in cello, and you will have a bunch of artists who offer their services for no money. Very interesting. Really,
always interesting.
And I think this guy was from Brazil or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Really professional musicians, and you get the files you need. Really, really great. Yeah.
I'll have to remember that when I'm ready to beef up the theme song for this show, which was actually done by an artist in Calgary, Tyler Corbett. He did an amazing job of the intro for this show. The music sounds really good. But anyway, let's go back to this, and let's check out this. I think amazing cover. I think you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
It's almost interesting to hear you cover this song because Death has a little bit of thrash. You know, the original track, there's a little bit of thrash influence in their sound. And this is the only song of yours that I've heard that has that kind of thrash influence in there, you know, because you're covering this track. I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. I just find it interesting to hear your sound, but with thrash mixed in. It's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, the cool thing is the female voice you just heard when you just got it off.
Okay.
That's That's Diva Satanica from Nervosa.
Whoa.
The Brazilian band. That's
Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay, I'll back up a little bit so we can hear it. Either you're playing either you're playing with a click track, or there's some voodoo going on right now with this editing. Whoever edited this video did a very good job, because there's a lot of bands that try to do these live performance music videos and the timing's off, or it's hard to make it look like you're playing it at the same time. Like it's just hard to line up. Were you playing to like a click track when you recorded this live? Yes.
We always play with click track.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, because we have the light show, which is programmed, so we need to be everything needs to be perfect.
That makes sense. So it works really well when you want to shoot a video like this.
I messed up once. Yeah.
And you'll never forget. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure nobody noticed. Only you noticed. Maybe your bandmates.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the band will notice.
The band will notice. Okay. All right. So, if there's anything else you want to say about this video, we can. I want to actually switch gears now and take a look at some fun stuff from social media. It's always a fun part of the show where we look at your social media. Oh, did we lose the stream?
No, it's just you and you're digging in social media.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried we had some technical issues again. Jason knows what's coming. You know what? I'll be honest. Some bands, I can find some pretty embarrassing, funny stuff that they've posted willingly on the internet. So I don't on public accounts about their band. I don't think I found anything too crazy with you gentlemen. I didn't. You're very well behaved online, and I commend you for that. But
we're just really new.
That's actually true too. You don't have enough history on the internet to post something dumb when you were young, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
We don't have tour stuff yet.
That's true too. Yeah, the band's new, right? That's right.
No on the road videos.
That's true. Yeah, good point. So I found a few things I wanted to chat about. So I'm just going to basically just throw to them and just ask you to explain what's going on in the picture. It's pretty straightforward. So this is just a fun photo of you guys on like a mini tour. Oh, here, hold on.
Yeah, it looks like they're on the road.
Yeah, here, I'm going to make it.
I don't even know which show that was. But it's one of the few shows we did in October.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just us hanging out in the tour van with Eric, our sound guy, who was also our driver.
Okay.
Who is, by the way, actually mixing quite some big bands as well. He's I think he's working for Benediction, right? So he's doing some cool bands on tour.
Nice.
But he's from around here.
Cool. Very cool. Is that beer you're drinking?
No, that's Coke. We only drink.
Okay.
That's not true.
Because I'm sure you can't have open alcohol in a vehicle here. I'm sure it's probably not allowed there either.
It's sold in the gas stations here in Belgium.
Oh wow! Okay, nice. Yeah, not in Canada. No, in the United States you see that, but here in Canada you have to go to a liquor store to buy alcohol. You don't in a special area. Even grocery stores that maybe have liquor, they have to have it in a separate building. It can't be in the same building as the grocery store. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can definitely drink in the car. Well, you're not supposed to drink as a driver, but
right. Well, here though, you'll get a ticket for open alcohol. So you can't have open alcohol in a vehicle, even if the driver is sober, you're not supposed to be drinking in a vehicle.
So you're supposed to be within reach of the drivers.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Even if it's not open. Yeah.
Right.
That's why we haven't toured Canada yet.
We'll have to get the laws changed so you can come tour Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think people still do it. And,
okay.
And ethically, I don't see a problem with it, right? Because as long as the driver is sober.
Like bus or like limos and buses and things like that can have open alcohol for the passengers if there's a driver that's driving people around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just strange.
I remember in Toronto, right? I remember there was at this festival, I was looking at this really famous garage band. Anyway, and it was open air, but you were not able to have a smoke and a beer at the same time because
Yeah, we have some stupid things.
If you wanted to smoke, you had to go smoke there.
Right.
And if you wanted a beer, you had to do it there. But there was no way you could do it at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds very Canadian.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And I had to show my ID to get a few beers. And then I could only buy 2 at the same time or something.
Right. There's a limit. Yes, there's also a limit. Yeah. Well, because venues are responsible, like here, bars and stuff. If they overserve you, if they give you too much alcohol and you like die from alcohol poisoning, they're liable. They're responsible.
Okay, but I was gonna give it to my friends.
I know.
Come on.
I know. I know. I know. Yeah, there's lots of fun rules like that here. Trying to keep everyone safe, I guess. Okay, back to social media. I'm going to pull something else up. This is freaking awesome. So this is a photo. This is going to be, I'm sure this is going to be Tony in this picture. Check this out. Speaking of dress code blood.
Yeah. A little bit too enthusiastic.
Yeah, if you can't tell, Jay, the drumsticks are full of blood.
Yeah, I see something red. I assumed it was blood, but yeah, a little small. But yeah.
But there's actually, these were really new sticks. These are actually, we sell them at Pearl. We sell Winston drumsticks. And I know that he asked me to try some out. And I'm not sure if these are Winstons, but I think so.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, they are. Yep.
Yeah, so... and they when they're really new, so when you use them the first time, they have a lacquer kind of thing on it. And this was one of our first rehearsals, I think. And he was just, like Tim said, over enthusiastic in combination with the new sticks and maybe hitting his hand somewhere wrong.
It's very metal, though. It's very metal.
It was a cool picture.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Next thing here. Oh, this is, I just noticed your Japanese release. So this is a cover for your Japanese release from Melo-death Japan. And the only thing I noticed here is typically Japan requires bonus tracks. And I was just curious why there's no bonus tracks on this album.
We didn't have any.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good reason. That's a good reason.
No, we actually did talk to them about maybe adding lack of comprehension to it.
Okay.
But we weren't sure if we could do it copyright-wise, so we didn't take a chance.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. It's in Hell City we also talked about that, to do a Japanese release, and then we really required an additional song. So yeah, they require that, but. And then you actually remind me that I have to check with the label how it's going there, because I don't know.
I didn't know there was actually a requirement in the Japanese market. I mean,
typically it is.
Japanese bonus tracks, like, it's totally a thing. I never realized that was. They make you do that.
Yeah, they want to see more. They want more content if you want to release an album there. It's typically the thing. So I was just curious how you got around it with this release and not having to put bonus material on it.
Yeah, Melo-death did a good job, I think.
Okay, good. That's awesome. That's awesome. So in terms of social media, I mean, that's pretty much it. Usually I found some really good stuff. I mean, I found your personal Instagram, but it's just pictures of you and your family. So I'm not going to like pull up a bunch of pictures of your kids on the show. That'd be really weird. So, I mean, your son came on stream tonight. You brought him on, but I wouldn't start pulling up photos of all your family and stuff like that, unless it was like on the band's main page or something like that. So that's really all I've got for social media stuff tonight. Before we could, yeah, I know. These either they're just not online a lot. There's not a lot there.
Or maybe they stumped you.
Maybe, because Jason's surprised, because usually I pull out some pretty fun stuff. I mean, I did find the photo of Death's Bride. I did pull up that old photo, so I can just go back to that for a bit. That was my triumph for tonight.
Get as much mileage out of that one as you can.
Yeah, just finding that photo. That was my. So the next part of the show is our reviews segment where we take a look at some other bands. I have two bands I wanted to take a look at tonight. I was hoping to look at it with your Tommy, you and Tim, both of you, to do reviews with us tonight. But let us know if you want to stick around for that or if you can't. And either way, I'm going to throw over to you for about awesome. I'm going to throw over to you for like a minute or so. I'll just be quiet and let you one more time plug the band, say what's coming up next, where to follow you, how to support the band. I'll go ahead and throw it over to you, and I'll try to be quiet for about a minute.
Tim, you want to go?
What? No, you.
Okay, I will do it. So you said a lot about it. We started 2 years ago, and we're mainly worked on our debut album, Dress Code Blood, and hoped to be playing right now a lot of live shows. But thanks to the pandemic, that's hard to do. But that gives us some room to start working on the second album, which we are actually doing right now, and. To maybe a little spoiler alert, that's going to be a little bit different. We are seeing more influences, maybe a little bit away from the typical Swedish sound, but we see some old school Death influences from some Morbid Angel, maybe even some Amon Amarth.
Wow.
It's gonna be different. I like what I've heard so far a lot.
Different drummer, of course.
Yeah, different. We have Tony
Gonna be
going to play it.
Huge change, and I don't want to go too near to the At the Gates fight anymore. Too close to the At the... I want to stay away from the typical At the Gates fight.
Yeah, and I also think the good thing is where with Dress Code Blood, all these songs were somewhat complete already, and we added our thing, and then Vincent added his solos, which are awesome, by the way. But now we are actually, Tim sends his first ideas, and we are working a little bit on it together, a little bit more, which is I'm really curious to hear the end result.
Way more collaborative this time.
Sorry?
Way more collaborative this time.
Yeah. I mean, the first ideas come up from Tim anyways, because he's an awesome songwriter. He has it in his mind what he's looking for, and it's usually always works. But yeah, the earlier collaboration, I think that the songs can benefit from it.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
Just as you said, where you can follow us, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, YouTube. The normal channels.
Buy on Bandcamp. Bandcamp Friday, like you said, Jake?
Yeah, I just dropped your Bandcamp link in all the chats. Because, Bandcamp Friday is coming up this Friday, December 3rd, whatever it is. So, yeah.
Yeah. The easiest one is to go to mordkaul.com, and you have all the links on there.
Perfect.
Right. And the link to your website and your social media, that's all in the episode description. Wherever you're watching this show, look in the episode description below. There'll be all the links to find Mordkaul. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and do some reviews, and we'll close off the show. I thoroughly enjoy talking to you, Tommy and Tim, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you think of some bands that had dropped in my inbox recently. So let's do this. All right, yes. Time for some reviews here on the Wicked Wally webcast. We have two bands we're going to check out tonight. The first band we're going to check out is melodic death metal / nu metal mixed together from Denmark. They're a band called Light Chapel, and we're listening to the song Do God a Favor. So Light Chapel is a new Danish metal act from Aarhus, I think is how you say that. The band's debut... No?
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh.
Aarhus.
Aarhus. There we go. Thank you. I have someone who can actually pronounce things properly on the show. Already you're contributing to the segment. Thanks, Tommy. The band's debut EP, It All Ends Tonight, was released on October 15th of 2021. Listeners who like bands such as Gojira, In Flames, Bring Me the Horizon, etc., will probably find Light Chapter, interesting So if heavy groove metal, deep growls, and catchy melodies are in your book of heavy metal, Light Chapter might be your poison. The band's EP is produced by legendary Danish producer Tu Madsen, who has worked with artists such like Meshuggah, Sick of It All, Behemoth, The Haunted, and many more. It was recorded in Tu Madsen's own Ant Farm studios. All right, so we're going to check this out. I'll pull it up right away here. Light Chapter, Do God a Favor. Let's check it out. Let's do this.
A little quiet. You got some volume there?
Hold on. We'll crank it up. Quiet for you guys? Yeah, we'll crank it up.
Yeah.
We'll start it again and make it look better here. Just driving. See, Joe Rogan has a Jamie who does all this stuff for him, and I'm driving it myself. All right, yeah, we'll crank it. Okay, just about to break into the chorus, I think, but any thoughts so far? I have a few.
What are your thoughts?
Really cool sound. Really cool sound.
I think it's a cool sound.
Madsen is a great sound guy, great sound engineer.
Right.
Yeah.
Very straightforward sound. I like it. I dig it. It's chuggy. Very simple, straightforward sound. Groovy, yeah, groovy. Nothing too complex yet. I'm hoping to hear something maybe in the chorus or further on that adds some complexity to the track, a little more complex, but maybe that's just me. I like his mustache quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, at first I didn't see it was a mustache. I thought it was a guy from Avatar.
His makeup? Yeah. Jay, thoughts so far? Or are you just waiting for that chorus?
Yeah, I'm kind of jury's still out for me on that one. It kind of sounds like it has potential, but yeah, I'm waiting for something more to hook me on it.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's do this. Okay, we'll keep going, but I wanted more complexity. I got it. Like there's some black, like it's blackened at one point. Like, okay, very beginning of the song, I'm like, oh, is this going to be too simplistic? It's going to be the same note through the whole thing. It's changed up like 5 or 6 times already. This track. So Yeah, I do dig it. I actually like the layered vocals at one point. It reminded me almost of like Nevermore, how they layer the vocals over top of each other. There's like a layered vocal in one part. I mean, it's harder for you guys to hear because you're hearing it through a Skype call, but so
I'm
you're not
definitely
getting
going
the full.
to check it again decently on Spotify or on. I want to hear it
Properly.
Cool song, yeah.
Properly, yeah. I'm gonna go back.
I like
to
his vocals. Actually.
Go ahead, yeah.
I like his vocals. It's
very powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm going to go back to the track a little more because I think because it keeps changing and it's a short song, I want to listen to a little more of it, but I'm digging it. I guess we'll stop it there, and people can go check it out more for themselves. We're almost done the track, but yeah, I'm really impressed with like almost like a bit of a power metal, like I said, that Nevermore layered vocal underneath. I wonder if it's the same vocalist doing both sets of vocals or not, or if it's someone else from the band. It's very cool. Okay. At this point, though, everyone can have their thoughts. At this point, we like to give metal horns. Tommy and Tim, you can choose to give horns if you want to, but how many metal horns we want to give? You can do 2 up, 1 up, sideways, down. Jay, did you want to go first?
Sure.
Jason?
I'd just give it 1 solid metal horn. That's where I'm at on there. Interesting. I'll definitely be checking them out. I'm curious to see what else they got.
Same.
But yeah, one rock solid metal horn for me.
Same here.
Awesome.
1 rock horn, 1 metal horn up. I'm gonna check it out. I have to also need to find what the video is about because it was a lot of colors. I'm not sure what it was about.
Right.
A lot of mouth.
A lot of mustache.
Yeah.
A lot of mustache.
A lot of mustache. Tim's 1 solid horn. I think we're all in consensus. I'm also 1 solid metal horn. Very solid though. Not.
Yeah.
The only reason not 2 is 2 has got to be something that personally grabs me really, really hard to get 2, or maybe I'll give 1.5 if it's almost there. But one very solid metal horn. So it's awesome. Dig it. Like it a lot. Would want to hear more from this band. And yeah.
So
at first,
was this their first EP or?
That's a great debut. Yeah, very first.
Okay.
Right.
That's a lot of potential.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
ton of
solid
potential.
track for your first track. Absolutely.
Yeah, not bad at all for a first track. Yeah, I'm not sure what the history behind the band is, but I mean, he can grow a pretty good mustache. So I don't. Although teenagers can grow mustaches too sometimes, so it's tough to know how long they've been performing for. But yeah. Totally, very solid. All right, so one more band to check out. Thanks for that, gentlemen. One more band to check out on tonight's review segment. The next band we're going to check out is called Needless. Needless is a Hungarian progressive melodic death metal band. The track Odium, we're going to listen to, is from upcoming album The Cosmic Cauldron, to be released on Uprising Records on January 7th, 2022. Vocalist Adam Fozik comments, "This song is about an eerie conquest of the Homo Deus, the Voidian, throughout countless galaxies. With never-ending hunger, he heralds the whisper of the cosmic cauldron, total destruction, Odium."
Whoa.
I have no idea what I just said.
That's already a one like this.
I have no idea what I just said.
Yeah, that's good creativity. I like it.
All right. So let's go ahead and pull this up. So again, the track is Odium. That's about the subject of the song we're going to hear about, and the band is Needless from Hungary. Very excited to hear this. To see this one. Let's do this. Here, hold on. I'm going to pull it on my other screen just so it formats a little bit nicer. We're going to hide everyone's faces for a bit. Widescreen. Oh, wait, is that loud enough?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yep.
Okay, I'll pause it there. Initial thoughts. I definitely get that progressive feel from that. It's like you're sometimes not sure when to bang your head, right? Because it's kind of changing, right?
It's changing there.
But I really dig it though.
There's a lot happening.
There was a lot happening. Yeah, definitely.
Very interesting. I like the technicity, the technical stuff.
Right.
I'm into technical stuff, so I like it.
Yeah, progressive melodic death metal. In terms of death metal, sorry, Tommy, I'll let you go in speak in a second. Death metal, in terms of death metal, like old school death metal, like it's not like modern death metal is a little more, I don't know. It doesn't have that melodic. It says melodic death metal, but it's very much reminds me of like an old school like progressive death metal sound with modern production. That's kind of what I get from it, right? So that old school sound in there, I check these out for maybe like 10 seconds before I put them on the show. So my thoughts are also fairly fresh. But I'm like, is this good enough to be on the show? And usually I pick something that I think at least will be decent to review. That'll be at least hopefully one horn for most people. But I'm really impressed with the fact that they took old school metal and that progressive sound. I really like what they've done here with that combination.
I was actually really impressed with Dude's vocals there. He's just he's like very actively singing there. I'm not sure what the right words are to describe
expressive.
Him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, my second horn is constantly going up and down, actually.
There you go.
It's at the start, I felt some old school Exodus.
Yeah, good. Yes, definitely.
And then at the end, before you stopped it, I had a really old school Dark Tranquility feel, like in the gallery kind of era.
Perfect. I agree. I totally agree.
That is personal. The two continuous guitar melodies. I'm not too big of a fan of that, so it should be dosed a little bit more, if you ask me. But
should be what? Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit more like
balanced. Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, it's I like it a lot, and also the vocalist. His vocals are cool. He's really expressive.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go back. I want to check out some more of it. No, that's the wrong one. We'll go back and check out a little more of this video. Yeah, let's do this. It's a pretty interesting track. I think we can check out some more of it. I see what you mean by the non-cohesiveness, kind of the way the guitar is seem to be doing their own thing a little bit, but I don't mind that. I think that works for what they're doing here, but I do know what you mean, and that's a personal preference for sure. I'll listen to some more. Yeah. If I had to guess, I would say that the guitarist has maybe very different influences. Like maybe, is bringing some really different influences to the table. Because it does, now that you've pointed it out, the guitar does really stand out when I'm listening to this song.
Yeah.
Theatrical. That's what it is. It's kind of, he's very theatrical with his vocals and his performance.
Are you familiar with this band Atheist?
Yes.
Reminds me a little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yep.
Technical stuff.
Do we need to hear more, or are we ready to give our horns?
Yeah, just a little piece.
Little piece. All right, back. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Obviously, we're digging it. If we want to hear more. Wow, there we go.
Nice.
That's cool.
Okay.
Really cool.
I'm happy we went back. As soon as we did, we got a little bit of that cohesiveness you wanted, Tommy, I think.
Yeah,
the guitar kind of, everything kind of matched up a little bit more. Okay. I went first. I think I went first last time. Or maybe Jay did. Who wants to go first? Tim? You got one horn, I think? In the middle of your face, kind of. Here you go.
Come on.
One solid horn?
There.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. They don't need the makeup, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, solid band.
Solid band. All right. Who's going to go next? I'm going to give him one. I'm going to give him 1.5. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna give him between full and like this.
Oh, you got 1.5, so we can't quite see you. Hold on, I'm going to go into this one. There we go.
Wait. It's like, where is it?
There you go. Yeah.
Right there. Back in the center.
I'll go back.
Here, I'll make it bigger so we can see your metal horns.
There we are.
Right there.
So almost
Something like this.
right.
It's between a half and a whole.
Right. Almost two, but not quite.
Yeah, it's see, especially at the end, the real aggressive old school Dark Tranquility, but then more aggressive. I liked it a lot. It's just only those guitars makes that it's not too full horns.
Right.
But I like it a lot. I'm definitely going to check them.
Okay, actually, I'm going to let you go now, Jason. I'm going to wait. I don't want to interrupt anybody else. Go ahead.
Sure. I will. This one's also going to be one rock solid horn for me. Interesting. I'll go check it out a little bit more. Don't really have too much else to say. Interesting song though. There was a lot going on. Changed up a lot. a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, just one solid metal horn for me on this one.
I want to give it like 1 and like a little like kind of here, like almost 1.5, but not quite, like a 4, like a 1.4 or something like that. Like that's where I'm at. So I do dig it quite a bit. I'd want to hear more from the band. I actually was going to be closer to 2. But then after hearing about the guitar, the guitar work,
sorry guys,
I just kept hearing it over and over again, so it kept popping out in my head. And at the end, it kind of won me over. So actually, you know what? We'll give 1.5. We're not gonna we'll give one no point nothing. We'll give 1.5. So that's I mean, I'm just some dude. I'm just some dude on the internet. Like, who cares what I think? But I think it's great. You did awesome job on the song. So. All right, so that's all we have for the show. Thanks again. Tim, thanks for joining at 4 or 5 in the morning now in Thailand?
5.
Time to get up and start your day.
Tommy, it's time to go to bed. Time for Tommy to go to bed. And it's time for probably got to start preparing for supper tonight here where we are in Canada. So for dinner. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, so before we end tonight's show, I'm going to quickly let folks know about upcoming shows. Actually, this is an exciting one here. I'm just going to pull up the graphic for this and then explain to you what's going on. This is next week's episode. This is stellar. I created an event for it, and I want everybody to I want everyone to come check this episode out because this is going to be a ton of fun. Let's see if I can make this look better. So, Band Room Blitz next week on Wednesday. We're back to Wednesdays. Yes, we were doing Sundays so we could have international artists on the show, but we're going back to Wednesdays, and this is going to be a heck of an awesome show. Actually, we'll pull it up here. Upcoming shows. Wednesday, December 8th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain. Episode 43 of the webcast, Band Room Blitz. Toxic Ruin versus Pitlord. Returning webcast guests, Sheboygan, Wisconsin's thrash metal masters Toxic Ruin go head-to-head with Davenport, Iowa's barbecue-themed death metal band Pitlord, playing the epic party game from Analog Universe Games, Band Room Blitz. Which band is more clever at coming up with creative, funny band names, and which bands have the most creative fans who can play along to help their favorite band win? Well, you have to tune in to find out. Vito will be joining me on that one, and it's going to be a heck of a good time. You saw the graphic. These guys are a ton of fun. They have actually from Iowa and from, as mentioned, from Iowa and Wisconsin. But they have a little rivalry, this band, and it's going to be the start of a saga. We're going to do a tournament of different bands that have been on the show before. They're going to come on, play this party game. You have to come up with band names. Jason, you remember when we did this on the stream. You and the co-host came on. What was your experience of Band Room Blitz playing the game on stream?
It was a very sore spot for me because I'm pretty sure everybody cheated and I lost unfairly. So I don't like that game. Don't want anything to do with it. They're all a bunch of cheaters.
There might be cheating and trash talking going on the show next week, but it should be exciting because folks who tune in as well, if they're fans of the band, they can. The chat is their own team, so the chat we vote on their answers as well. The chat is their own team, but in addition to that, the chat can decide if they get awarded a point to give it to the band that they want to win. So the chat is involved very much with the show. Last time we did it, it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun coming up with these band names, playing this interactive game live. It was a blast. So
the chat kept winning all the rounds we were doing. Like, what the hell?
That's true. That's true. The chat won that actually. They beat us.
Yeah, they did.
Severely.
They beat all the co-hosts.
Yeah. But anyway, this time it's band versus band, and like I said, there's going to be a tournament. I'm hoping to get a total of 8 bands involved in the coming months to come back on and have a tournament style to see who's the master of coming up with band names in the Band Room Blitz game. So that's coming up on next week's show, and we got some stuff coming up in December as well, but it's only about 99% confirmed, so I don't want to mention it yet here on tonight's show. Anyway, Tommy, Tim, thank you again for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Once everything gets up and running on YouTube, because we had some technical issues tonight, I will let you know, and we can go from there. But thanks again, gentlemen. This is an honor to be able to chat with great musicians like both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Awesome. All right. So, everyone, this is Wally, Jason, Tommy, and Tim signing out. Have a great one.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.